This is your host, your ghost host, Drea Doll, right here on the Sound Sister Podcast. And I'm with my lovely ghouls. Say hello, ghouls.
Hello, ghouls. It's Angela Rose Red.
Gabby Chaos.
On this episode, we actually don't have a guest for you guys, but we are going to talk about all things spooky and creepy and eerie and mysterious.
Peppered in with some fun Halloween throwbacks.
The unknown.
Yes.
Ghost stories, trick-or-treating. I want to just say this. Trick-or-treating in the 90s was the fucking shit, dude.
Right?
Thank you. Thank you, Angela. Yes. You weren't born then, so you don't know that laugh.
I wasn't allowed to go trick-or-treating because Mexicans don't celebrate that brujeria.
Oh, okay.
So they think it was like
really?
Like how
witchery, freaking
whipcraft.
So
witchcraft crap.
It's more of an Americanized thing.
Yeah, now they call it trick or what is it?
Trick or treat.
Trick or treat.
Trick or treat.
Yeah,
okay. Because we're Mexican American and we were allowed to get free candy and go to town.
Yeah, I didn't go trick or treating until I was maybe like
13.
14. Well, my mom was like, hell no, you're not going out and knocking on strangers' doors with freaking candy that's all drugged up.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
It was, never.
No, I was circling my neighborhood the other day, looking at all the houses and trying to look at if anybody had any hollow decorations up, and it was really sad. There wasn't a lot. Yeah. And it just kind of brought me back in the day when it seemed like every house was decorated and just, I mean, having a blast trick-or-treating up and down, like just going to every house. And
do you have a favorite Halloween costume you had
when I was little?
Yeah, when you were little. I have one and I'm so excited to tell you about it.
I have one too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Favorite Halloween costume. One time my mom got us like custom costumes made, and I went in as a Dalmatian, and I thought it was really cool.
Oh my god!
I was like first or second grade, but I thought it was cool. And then my brother went as a Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles, but it was like a custom turtles outfit, like the shell and everything.
She was really hooking it up Halloween wise.
Hell yeah. But here's the thing about that damn Dalmatian costume. You know how it has black spots on it? People thought I was a fucking cow. I'm not a cow, you assholes. I had like little dog ears and everything.
Oh my cute. Oh my cute.
I'll have to like dig up a picture and put it in the gallery so you guys can see it. But yeah, I don't know.
What was your favorite, Gabby?
That was a box.
You were a box? Were you trapped in a box?
No, I cut 3 holes in a giant box and I just went around the neighborhood. I was like, I'm a box.
I'm a box.
You're so cute.
I mean, I was like 12, 13. I mean, we were finally allowed to go trick-or-treating.
Fuck it. I'm going as a box.
Yeah, I have a costume, so
that's
DIY,
bitches.
Dude,
okay.
Yeah, no, kids will just show up in their regular clothes and ask for candy now.
Yeah,
so
it was fun.
At least you made an effort.
I did. I cut 3 holes in a box.
Hey, you had to find a box and cut holes. I mean, that's more than some kids do today. What were you, dude?
So.
Oh man,
here we go.
So I really wanted to be a 1950s like rockabilly girl, right?
Yeah.
With poodle skirt, everything. I know. My mom said I was always born in the wrong era.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Liked the doo-wop, rockabilly shit way back since I can ever remember watching black and white I Love Lucy reruns, all that fun jazz. But at the last minute, I really wanted to be something scary. So I had my mom make dead face and make a noose, and I was a dead 50s girl that got hung.
What the fuck? How old were you?
What the fuck?
It was last week. No, I swear. It was...
What the...
I want to say I was in the 4th or 5th grade.
What the fuck, dude?
I'm dead serious.
Damn.
I wanted to be something scary. So then I was like, I want to maybe, I mean, this is like Psychobilly, right? Before Psychobilly was Psychobilly, right? I feel some of those bitches stole my look. Okay.
They got that idea from me.
No, but I remember at the last minute, she's making this, like, props to my mom. Like, she always goes against my crazy ideas, even though she doesn't agree with 99.9% of it. But I remember going trick-or-treating, and my mom took me out to my cousin's house because my brothers are way older than me. So then I had some peeps to go. And plus, it was, like, the rich neighborhood, you know? And so it was out in this, like, nice neighborhood out in Apache Junction. So I'm walking around, and I would knock on the door like you do, and they're like, what are you supposed to be? And I'm like, I'm a dead 50s girl that got hung. like they're supposed to know. God. Obviously. Don't you get it? I swear. Oh, and one dude questioned me. He's like, well, I don't think that they hung. You know? And I'm all, well, they did. Can I have my candy?
She killed herself.
Oh, man.
True story.
Damn.
You know what's fucked is I think my mom was so, like, whatever and weirded out by it. Yeah. No pictures around. I swear.
Okay. She doesn't want to remember.
She forgot to take Polaroids that year.
But... You know, I want to say that the next year I had a friend who, that's proof because we have pictures of her that she was a princess and she decided she wanted to be something scary and did like the dead face too. Yeah. So then she was like, oh, I'm a dead like princess. I'm like, cool, way to steal my bag there. You know, you wish you could be as cool as this. So yeah, that's what I was.
Really original, Brenda. Where'd you get that idea? Like going off on her. How old were you? 9?
Maybe. I want to say 4th or 5th, maybe 5th grade, 6th grade.
10 or 11.
Yeah, 10 or 11, something like
10
that.
10 or 11, I think.
Damn. I was.
Well, you win the costume contest.
You win. That's fucked up.
I mean, box is pretty good too. Like that's like no fucks. I'm a box right now.
No, I had to tell people I'm a box.
Trick or tweet. Trick or tweet.
Más dulce que?
Start singing, you know.
Yeah.
Trapped in a box. Sorry.
Good times.
Yeah.
Oh, so I saw you were just in Heber,
yes.
which we talked about on the Miss Kitty episode, and Travis Walton. Mm-hmm. How did it go? Did you see any UFOs, dude?
No, I did not. I went up to see my parents, just a quick overnight trip. It's her birthday. Take her out. Yeah. Give her flowers.
Great.
Yay.
Nice.
Mom, you're awesome.
Happy birthday, Ma.
Happy birthday, Ma. And I didn't see anything creepy, but I was thinking about it on the drive over here that I find it very interesting that one of the rabbit holes out of all the conspiracy theories and all those strange happenings, I mean, I'll go into abandoned buildings, I'll go into questionable haunted places. I worked at a bar that was haunted for 7 years. Yeah. UFOs is like the one thing that has always freaked me the fuck out of the whole idea. And what's even crazier is that I've been going to this spot since I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
You know, it's weird because the Travis Walton thing happened, I think, 1975.
Oh, shit.
So if you've been going there since you were 5 years old, that was looking like, what, late 80s?
Yeah.
So, I mean, dude, you're in the mecca of, like, UFO country out there.
Yes.
And, the movie came out, I think... 92 or 93.
Still haven't seen it.
I recommend it.
Yeah,
I mean, you should see it, dude.
I think I want to explore this whole side of me. Maybe Sound Sister, like road trip. Come up and say hi to Ma and Pa, and just check the spots out.
You guys should.
I kind of want to see it, but it terrifies me.
I heard that the phone booth is still there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
The phone
Tell me about this phone booth.
He doesn't. He doesn't remember how he ended up back on Earth because at the time, he remembers, he was in a room with other people that were in human shape, and then he was knocked out. He thinks, and then he remembers waking up, and either he was at the phone booth or he walked to the phone booth, and. Supposedly the phone booth that he made the call that he was like, hey, it's Travis. I'm back. It's still in town. From what I've heard. I've yet to be there though. I've yet to go.
I am freaked the fuck out right now.
Already?
No. Okay.
Yeah.
No, in a good way. No, this is good. But no. I mean, this is good for the episode. But legit, I'm wondering if it's the phone booth at Circle K, because my parents, their place, I don't want to go into detail, but I mean, there's only one Circle K, and the town's really grown over the years.
Right.
And Circle K was the one staple. We used to go and hang out.
Yeah.
At the phone booth.
At the phone booth. Oh!
All right, let me look it up here.
But I don't know. But there is another phone booth that's like desolate, that's by itself. So that may not be, because it's not an actual booth, but it's a bunch of phone.
But you would hang out at the phone booth.
Yeah, because that's what you do. That's what you do. You go and hang out at the Circle K, because that was the hangout.
Dang.
By the way, I used to sell like little crafts outside there so I can get candy.
Yeah,
that's
weird.
right. I was a little entrepreneur even when I was a kid.
Well, you have like a different blood type, and you're in the heart of the alien.
Oh, remember, I don't have that blood type.
Oh, that's right. That's
right. Yeah, but
okay, I'm gonna. I have a picture of it. I'm going to show it to you, and we'll go from there. This is it.
Okay. No.
No.
That's not. No. Okay, that's okay. A different phone booth.
Oh.
But maybe they just like phone booths. Maybe they came and hung out at the phone booth that I was at. But no. This is it? No way. That's in Heber?
That's what Google said. Hold on. Let me try to find.
I don't even think that's in here.
Hold on. Let me try to find something else here.
Please hold. But yeah, Fire in the Sky. Have you seen that movie, Gabby?
I've seen like every UFO movie.
Ever?
Well, I kind of stopped this year. But...
Well, one of my favorite movies that kind of references UFOs is Plan 9 from Outer Space. That's right.
I mean, that's a cult classic at this point. Like, how many people are in that movie, and just how ridiculous it is. So
Vampira.
And they put the little dog's head on the body. And...
Yeah, dude, the movie that freaked me the fuck out, and I hate fucking owls. I can't look at a white owl. It's the fourth kind. I hate owls. I don't want to see an owl. I don't want to do owls.
Too.
Owls are big, like UFO. Like if you see an owl in your window or night or your bed.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that this week.
I'm pretty sure that's it. It says it's in Hebrew. I think you need to go next time.
Okay. I do know where that is, and those are the wood carved
that you were talking about.
That I was telling you about. So that's not the phone booth that we hung out at, but there was another phone booth that we used to.
Wouldn't that have been some shit if you guys were just like hanging out in that phone booth and you didn't know
just
this
like,
the entire time?
How Angela would that have been, though?
Man. That would have been
yeah. So that's
awesome.
Very interesting. So so came back and I'm here, and I did not have any extraterrestrial experiences while I was away. How about you guys?
Well, welcome back. Glad you didn't get stolen. Gabby, how was your weekend? What's going on?
It was good. I was editing that Miss Kitty episode.
Meow.
And it was freaking me out because I was home by myself and talking about all this scary shit.
Oh, no.
So, yeah. So I freaked myself out. But every noise be like, what is that? But it was good. Had a good weekend.
Girl, I scared myself silly, but it was amazing.
It was. It was a great day. I don't remember what I did my last weekend. Went hiking, I think.
Oh, you hiked Camelback.
Yeah.
Yeah, you posted pictures.
Yeah, and then I came home and took a 4-hour nap.
Nice.
That's cool, man.
I was tired.
More
naps
naps.
are great. Especially after hiking. I mean, you
it was
earned
great.
that nap.
It was a great nap.
You've been working on your solo stuff, too.
Yeah, that too.
Good.
The hike I've never done that hike. How hard is it?
It's pretty easy.
Okay.
Like, the one I go to, the Chola Trail. It's
Chola? Like a chola?
Yeah, like a chola.
Like you're living like
that one's pretty easy until you get
I know, huh?
to the top, and it's scary as fuck because there's like, no wonder people die. There's literally nothing to hold you, and you have to climb up because that's the only way to go. But I've heard the other side of the mountain is the harder trail. Oh. So this one's like the
living on the edge and almost dying, or going to the other trail, which is just as hard. Which one?
I don't.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
No, it's some scary shit, man. Like the first time I went, there's no like where to go. You kind of have to figure out where the trail is with faded blue dots.
Damn.
I just follow the faded blue dots, and literally it's like a wall, and you're like, where do you go? So you have to climb the big fucking boulder. And there's about 3 of those until you get to the top, and then it's literally like a ledge. So one misstep, and yeah, I could see why people die there all the time.
Yeah.
So
damn.
yeah.
Thanks for not dying.
Yeah,
Thanks for being here today.
Yeah, I didn't die. I took my brother. He didn't die, but
that's an intense cardio. It keeps your heart rate up, especially if you can get a good pace going.
It was good.
That's good.
It's beautiful weather right now.
Yeah.
It is. I got a little sunburnt though. My nose, a little tan going on.
If the weather had arms, I would hug it right now.
Just outside hugging air.
Angela, get inside!
Oh shit, she's hugging air again. Go get her. Fuck.
But it's so beautiful.
I'm a little nervous that Mother Nature is going to be like, haha, fuck you. It's 109 again, bitches.
I like my heat. That's why I live here. I like my dry heat.
It's a dry heat. It's a dry heat.
It's a dry heat.
Oh, man.
I like it.
You've lived here your whole life, too.
I have, yeah. Born and raised.
Me too.
What's up?
Represent.
Easy.
Yeah.
And you've just lived in Arizona besides Mexico, right, Gabby?
Yeah. It's the same weather. Well, it's a little bit more humid and down where I'm from, but up here it's dry.
Oh, man.
Nice and dry, baby.
I was like, hold it in.
Nope.
Oh,
What sounds like you guys had a good visit with your mom, good hiking.
Yeah, what you do?
I went and saw that Lady Gaga movie.
How was it? I hear good things.
Have you seen the original?
No, I haven't.
Okay. That's good. I recommend it. 10 out of 10. Bradley Cooper's really good in it. The original music I really liked. So if you're a musician and you're listening and you have a passion for music, movies like I do, definitely go see it. It's great to see a perspective of maybe a pop star like we wouldn't normally see in punk rock. Very sad at the end. So just kind of mentally prepare yourself that it's not a happy ending. But it's a good movie. I think Lady Gaga is fucking amazing.
I love Lady Gaga.
She's an amazing singer.
Yeah.
I would love to see her in concert.
Right.
Same.
Her and
I used
Pink.
to blast her.
I know.
CDs.
Yeah,
I'm
Pink's
saying
good too, dude.
Her and Pink are like my favorite pop peeps.
That's it. Yeah, I want to say, like, don't just restrict yourself to punk rock. Try to be open-minded and then listen to other artists. Just listen to them sing. And Lady Gaga's one of those people, and just the work she does for her charity and just her story. And they implemented her personal story a little bit into this movie. I don't know if you guys know this, but she got turned down a lot because they told her, you have a great voice, but you'll never get fucking signed because of your nose.
Damn.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, that's that industry.
But it's the industry, and unfortunately, females deal with that kind of bullshit. Yeah. But again, go see it. Great movie. What's his face? Bradley Cooper. I'm sorry, Bradley Cooper. Great voice on him. Would recommend it. And if you want, go see the Barbra Streisand one too. That was a good movie as well. Since I've seen both, I can say that they are different, and it's good.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Not just a remake of what they've already made. It had its own little twist and storyline to it, but kept close to the idea, if that makes sense.
Very cool.
Yeah.
She also got like blood. You said it was Dolly Parton, right? It was the original.
Barbra Streisand.
Completely different. Oh my gosh.
Way different.
I'm not gonna go there, but yeah, there's a lot of differences. But I do remember hearing something about Lady Gaga going over to her house and getting approval from Barbara.
Yeah.
For her performance, which is great.
Oh, that's why she was on TV the other day.
Yeah. So, real quick, some of your favorite music movies. Go. Rocky Horror Picture Show.
La Bamba.
Not my Richie.
Selena.
Oh, Selena.
Yeah,
I
those
love
are good
it.
too.
Great Balls of Fire.
I love Great
that's-
Balls of Fire.
that's
How
my
Did Fools
favorite
Fall in
movie.
Love? I loved one too.
Yeah, that's my favorite movie of all time.
I mean, Walk the Line, of course.
Great Balls of Fire?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah,
it's really hard to find. So if you ever find it, please buy me a copy.
I have a copy on DVD. I'm sorry not to rub it in, but I will.
Damn, I've been looking for like 10 years for that movie, and it's
so. It's not on DVD.
It is, but it's not. I'm not paying like $100 for it.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, it's one of those.
It is a good movie. Every time it comes out on TV, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I remember just watching on the TV and when I was a kid and just loving it.
Yes, man. I was a kid, and I think that's where I got into like all that rockabilly. And
me too.
And that.
Yeah.
So
that
like Jerry Lee Lewis.
All of John Waters' movies.
I was just gonna say, does Crybaby count?
Yeah. Crybaby, Hairspray, Serial Mom. Even though that's leaning more towards
Detroit Rock City. I feel is another great music movie. What else is there?
So many.
There is a lot. I don't know.
So many. Empire Records.
SLC Punk.
Oh yeah.
If you want to go that route.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Suburbia.
Yeah, it's a great one too.
Mm-hmm. I remember the two of the peeps that got me into like real punk rock, real punk rock. They were punk when punk was punk, before it was called punk. And I remember him sitting me down, Rich and Chuck, they sat me down and they're like, if you like this, if you like punk rock, you need to watch this movie, Suburbia.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Like if
and then we also watched Kids too, and that fucked me up.
No, that movie's fucked up.
So fucked up. I've seen it like once.
Yeah.
And that's it. I can't watch it ever again.
No.
Anyways, we went on a crazy other tangent. But I had to talk about the music movies. We don't get that much time to just rap about randomness.
No, and that brings us to a great music break. So we all, on this episode, we're all going to pick a horror theme song, spooky, something that we like and is relatable to Halloween. So I decided to pick TSOL, Dance With Me, and TSOL was in Suburbia. So I think that's great that we should break with that song. So here it is right now on the Sound Sister podcast, TSOL with Dance With Me. That was Tia Sewell with Dance With Me. And I have to say, that song fills my little soul, my little black soul sometimes. Super fun to play. And Tia Sewell is one of my favorite bands. I'm a fangirl for Jack Grisham. So if we ever got him on this podcast, I will tune in when you guys interview him because I will not be here. I will not be here.
Come on, man. Fuck. Gotta hit him up.
That song gets kind of dark and talks about, you know, El Diablo and Skulls and Bones. I know, Angela, you kind of mentioned on the Miss Kitty podcast that you had a Ouija board story, and I've been kind of mentally preparing myself today to accept and hear what you're about to tell us.
Don't bring that bad juju here, man.
No bad juju. Only good vibes.
Let's get into it.
But I'll tell you my experience because
kick this off.
Yeah, definitely woke me to things. It was in the 90s. I was in high school. The Craft came out, you know. All, you know, rushed to Bookman's and picked out all kinds of witchery books. Yes, my lunchbox. My lunchbox. No, but my best friend at the time, she wanted to experiment with Ouija boards because her mom passed away when she was young, so she really wanted to communicate with her and connect. And on top of that, my grandfather, who passed away when I was 5 years old, who is an amazing human being, I wanted to like connect with him too. And so it was, of course, like most things, the best of intentions. So she was living with her aunt who worked at Bookman's, and she knew we were going to do this, and she said, you're going to do that out in the front porch. You're not bringing that board in. You're not doing shit. I'm going to be in my room. I'm locking it. And yeah, if you guys want to do it, just don't do it in my fucking house, pretty much. So fair enough. So we lit our candles and we were outside at night doing the Ouija board. And I know my friend, and I know what I experienced. And I know for a fact that she was not pushing anything, and neither was I. Okay. I know
in your heart of hearts.
Heart of hearts. Okay. And I've talked to her since then.
Yeah. And
I know for a fact.
Yeah.
Because there was weird things that were going on. It wasn't direct, like specific answers to questions. And if somebody's going to pull a trick, it's going to be black and white. Like, hi, you know, nice to see you, Angela. Great hairdo. I love you. I miss you. It wasn't things like that. Yeah. So we just asked simple questions like, you know, once it started moving, you know, and she asked, do you know my mom? And it said yes. And we asked, do you know what is her name? And it was spelling out the name, but kind of did a lot of loops and was doing weird figure things. And her name is Angel. So, of course, it was acting kind of weird because it was the name Angel. I didn't think that at the time. I just was like, oh, okay, that's confirmation. And I, for some reason, thought it would be a great idea to ask it if my grandfather was in heaven or hell. And it told me he was in hell. And I started crying, and I got very upset. And we both were freaked out, and we both said, you cannot come in the house. I do not want you to come in the house. You're not allowed to follow us. Do you understand? Do you understand? And it said yes. And we freaked out, blew out the candles, put the phone book on top of the Ouija board, went inside the house. I couldn't sleep that night. We woke up in the morning, and the Ouija board was on top of the phone book. Dead serious. And I know her aunt did not move it because her aunt was terrified of that shit, and nobody else did.
But it was still outside.
It was still outside, but it was like on the weird part of the front porch that like who would walk by and just like mess with the Ouija board on top. Exactly. Because it was like steps and there's a sidewalk that's far away. So it's not like an easy accessible front porch for someone just to walk on by and be like, what's underneath this? And I'm just going to put this on top of that. No. And I know for a fact my friend didn't go back in. I know for a fact. And it freaked me the fuck out, and
Dude, I'm scared. I'm scared just listening to this.
So I I've made my peace since then, and I definitely only invite positive things around me and don't accept any of that. So the only other thing since then that's been creepy, but this is on a side note. This has nothing to do with this Ouija board experience. Just while we're on the topic of creepy, weird things, right? So Nick and I Rico and I would talk about his Nana out of nowhere. And sometimes the lights would come on and off out of nowhere.
In your apartment?
In our condo.
Right now.
Yeah. But it hasn't done that anymore, but it's in certain spots. But the landlord keeps saying, oh, they're heat energy lights. And I'm like, they shut off when they get too hot. And I've never really heard of that. And it doesn't always do it. But it wasn't anything scary. I think it was just kind of like, hey, what's up? But it was one time we were specifically talking about his Nana. I've never met his Nana. Yeah. It was she had I was gifted a dress of hers that she had back in the 60s and stuff. It was like a Billy dress. It's one of my favorite dresses. So I've always felt like kind of connected with her. But yeah, sometimes the lights would flicker.
Damn. I'm freaked out right now. Freaked out, man.
Will you guys still be my friends?
Get out of my house.
Yeah, you bring that juju in here.
Don't bring that bad juju, man.
No, nothing creepy like that. But there's some other stuff too. But I'll let you guys chime in with your creepy stories.
Well, just being a Mexican, and then I don't know about you, but we were raised Catholic. You just don't.
I was raised Catholic.
You don't.
Too.
You don't.
No,
we don't.
I was raised Catholic.
Not
too,
with
but
that.
My mom didn't know what I was doing at the time. Right. And I remember telling her, and she got really upset, and she was just like, you need to not mess with, you know what I mean? It was,
you don't need to.
Because I was like freaked out. But, you know, it's cool. Like, I went to church, and it was, you know, like I did stuff after that. I just have to let you know that here I am 37 many, many years later, and I'm fine.
I have a friend who, I think she's 37, but at the time, I think she was in her late 20s. And I won't call her out. I won't say her name, dude. But she moved back home to, I think, just kind of save money and help her parents out or whatever. And she told me she had picked up a Ouija board at the Goodwill, a glow-in-the-dark Ouija board. And her parents are first-generation Mexicans, so they were born and raised in Mexico. Right. And her trying to like come in with this thing, they were like, nope, you're not bringing that in the house. And so she had to like throw it away because they were just like, nope, not gonna happen.
I've heard some freaky stories from people about trying to get rid of Ouija boards. They come back. Yeah, but that didn't happen. It wasn't my board, and nothing happened like that. So,
you just that shit don't do it, man.
So on another note, have you had any crazy experiences?
Not crazy. Since I started getting deep into that, I also started getting deep into like spiritual shit. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if you tell them don't do it, or like don't come in, or just keep, like you said, keep it positive, or just tell them out loud, like, that scares me, please don't do that.
Right. Exactly.
My TV used to turn on all the time in the kitchen. I actually now have a power strip that I turn off every night because it happens, it turns on, but also the electrical in this house is really fucked up. Right. Like, so it could be that's
what I was thinking. The wiring, the lights earlier. It could be.
Oh yeah.
But one time.
Oh shit.
Oh man.
One of my good friends recently passed away, and I was in the kitchen. I was thinking of him. Just random thought. Sure as shit, the TV comes on, and I'm like, nope. And like, you know, cats. This is cats, spirits. Like, my cat was chilling, so I didn't think any of it. So I looked at the cat. The cat's like, yeah, whatever, dude. And I'm like, no, please don't do this. This scares me. I turn off that TV and I let the dogs in. Like, so since then, I just keep the TV off with the power strip. Yeah, but it was just weird because I was thinking of him, and then like I saw the little TV like the little light go off, and I'm like, oh hell no. And then I just turn on the news or whatever, and I sat there for a second to see if there was like a message or something, and no, it's just probably checking in, and it's fucking creepy. Right.
Like, what are the odds of that though?
Yeah, that
like,
was
you standing
weird.
Right there and thinking about him, and then your TV just randomly turns on like that.
Yeah.
What?
the other creepy stuff that always happens to me since I've been young is the sleep paralysis. Right. Yeah, that is some freaky shit.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Do you do you see like weird things in it, or is it the part where you are consciously awake but your body's still asleep? So you're like forced trying to tell yourself to wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
I've been having that since I was as young as I can remember. I could always feel like footsteps on the bed, and then like you could feel it like trapping you down, and obviously when you're little you don't know what the hell it is. So I went into that rabbit hole on YouTube. And a lot of people say don't open your eyes and stuff because you'll see weird shit. And like how to control it. Try to think of positive things, or if you believe in God or if you believe in a higher self, think of that and it would go away in like an instant. So I did that for a while, and then one day I'm like, fuck it, let's open my eyes. Nope. I was fucking terrified.
What'd you see?
Man, I've only seen it once. It was fucking terrifying. I think I found a picture on YouTube of like one of the same things. It was like a fucking demon fucking crawling on my wall with like red eyes, and like the mouth was just like all fucked up, but it teeth, and I freaked out trying to wake up because I could hear my dude in the kitchen and stuff because I was half awake, half asleep. So yeah, I don't open my eyes anymore. Wow. But it happens to me all the time. I think not too long ago, like I was in the sleep paralysis, but I felt someone hugging me, and I'm like, it's probably my friend or something.
That's nice.
But I was freaking out because I'm like, I can feel someone fucking hugging me, but I'm sleeping, and it's paralysis, and it's usually like you get held down, and then I just try to wake myself up, and it's creepy. I don't like it.
I used to get I get sleep paralysis if I'm on my back, and it wasn't anything horrifying like that.
Yeah.
It's like an out of body experience. Like I know this sounds weird, but I remember like being awake but still being asleep, and like my body was like outside of my body, if that makes sense. I know it sounds weird. Hole, man. No, it's but one instance, like I remember was like up, and I was looking at the bed, and I could see myself on the bed, and I remember I like went to the hall bathroom, and I was like trying to turn on the light or whatever, and then I was trying to wake myself up on the bed was what I was doing. So I came back into the room, and I was trying to wake myself up. So I used to have these like metal closet doors, and when you would close them, they'd be really loud. So I was like trying to hit the door, like trying to make this sound, and then I remember going to my body and being like, wake up, wake up, wake up, like trying to wake myself up. And I don't remember how it exactly ended, but I remember waking up being like, what the fuck? Like, I think I just had an out of body experience, because I can still remember it visually. Like, I can remember it like it was yesterday.
Dude, that's like a whole different world that I haven't gone into. Like,
what about sleepwalking? Have you guys ever done that?
No, I don't.
I used to sleepwalk as a kid. I don't anymore, as far as I know.
Or was the aliens walking you?
I was hanging out at a phone at a phone booth. No, my mom said whenever we would have any sort of turmoil in the house, not that we had, like, if there was any sort of like stressful times, just regular. I had a great upbringing. I just meant like in general, if it was like a stressful situation around the holidays, like outside fam, I would wake up and I would have like my eyes would be open and I would talk, but it didn't really make sense. One time she said that she caught me trying to crawl out the doggy door once when I was a kid. Yeah, sleepwalking. Yeah. So I don't do that anymore, but it is hard for me at night. I am scared of the dark. So I always fall asleep with the TV on. That's a big thing for me. But I do, like,
dude, I sleep with a lava lamp on. Yeah. What the fuck?
And what I do is I have the sleep timer, but if I'm in it, so it'll turn off. But if I am in a space where I can't, like, I think I did this on tour. I put my phone on and headphones on. And
Me
then
too.
Yeah. So I could still hear something.
Yeah.
And it's also because I don't want to hear the ringing in my ears, because I think I have like that.
I can't sleep. I gotta sleep in pitch darkness, man. But I put earplugs in.
Yes, you do.
I don't remember.
I made her sleep with the light on in Vegas.
Did you?
Yeah, at Alan's house. I kept the light on. You didn't say anything. You were like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I need to bring like little freaking masks.
Yeah.
So I did it's interesting because some of the photographs I have taken, I found like little, what I think are orbs, but I'm not sure because I've talked to my, instructor Ken about it many times, and he says, it could be dust particles, it could be in the lens. There's lots of different factors, but it is interesting when I'm taking digital photos and I'm doing a fast shutter, like click, 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 and how there's some photos that have some orbs and others that don't.
Yeah.
And I do remember taking a photograph of someone at the Palo once, and it wasn't my camera, and it looked like there was some kind of something in it too. So
that's creepy.
It is kind of creepy.
That's another rabbit hole I've been in.
Orbs.
Orbs, yeah.
Orbs.
Because remember when I put my cameras up, it would pick up, it was either dust or orbs. Some shit would, like, it's not fucking dust particle, but so I try not to look at my playback in my house. Because this house, another creepy about this house, it's every doorway and window and walls, and everywhere in this house there's crosses. It's fucking weird.
Well,
I think, the previous people, I think they were very religious.
Obviously, they were religious, and honestly, I'd rather have them than not have them.
That's true.
At least they.
But it's like on
conscious
the
about it.
walls on the outside.
I think that's just that's just a Mexican thing too.
That's
like
true.
Going to like my grandma's house, there's crosses everywhere, even on like the doorways and stuff. So I think that's just part of our culture. Is just
that's true. I have asked people, like, do you feel something in here? And they're like, they used to be, but not. I think the other people took them with them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that, we're in the United States. We're on a Native American burial ground. Yeah. That's how I kind of look at it. I'm being like 100% respectful. Mm-hmm. So I feel that a lot of times it's not just trapped in houses or whatever. It's everywhere. And I do think that, like you said, it's important to be positive because you can carry so much.
Yeah, I told one of my friends about all the crosses, and she actually mentioned that. She's like, you should thank the land and thank the people for it.
Yeah.
I did. So
nice. I like it.
Thanks for the
land. I do like that.
Yeah, but the thing going back into like the energies and stuff. Actually, I went to Tombstone this past weekend. Oh, yeah. And have you guys been?
Yes.
I have. Yeah.
Okay, it was my first time going, and
I went to that cemetery.
I've been to that one too. It's
pretty Hill. Yep. Cool. One of the first shops we went into, I don't remember who it belonged to. Well, it belonged to the lady who would get the work for like the Asian people down there. Like, she was like the head honcho, and she took a cut out of everybody's pay when they got a job. It was her house, and we walked into the house, and I just like got this like, I was already like scared. Like, I just got like this like creeped out, scared feeling being in there. And you just know when you like walk into a place and the energy there is not right, or it's something's there. It was like that. I don't know. It was kind of an oddity shot, so they already had weird shit in there. They had like Wiccan stuff in there, and then in the back they had a small museum which had like voodoo artifacts in it, and that's just something you don't fucks with at all.
You're like, nope. Get the fuck out of there.
So yeah, I think I just kind of picked up on that energy, and like I know it was because like I wasn't even there for a minute, and I was like scared. I was like, I don't want to be in here, but like Nydia's like looking at stuff, so I'll just follow her, and I'll just wait this out. But as far as like seeing like actual ghost or anything like that, I haven't. I think they've moved stuff and turned stuff off on me.
Yeah.
And I think I'm more of like feel the energy type of person, because I've gone to other places too, and I walk in and I'm like, this room feels weird.
Really? Huh.
I don't know what it is. You can just feel it. I've got cousins who can see shit.
People too.
Yeah.
Picking
up on their energy and like, something's not right.
Really?
Yeah.
You have experience from that, I take it. Yeah.
Well, I think that's why sometimes I get anxious in big crowds, or I get agitated easily in certain situations, and I don't realize it. But I don't think it's me that I'm just special. I think that all of us are susceptible to that. It's just there's different ways of tuning into it or blocking it out.
Yeah.
So that's a huge thing too.
Yeah. Have you seen a ghost? Paranormal activity.
I have not, and I respect them, and I don't wish to. But I've again, I feel that I've felt certain things or feelings or seen signs, flickering of lights at times, or different traces. But I think that's something that I always tried to block and just put out there, that I respect those energies and those spirits or whatever it is, but it's something that I don't wish to.
Right.
Nope.
And I think it just, when I was younger, it was different because I was more curious about things, and but I slowly was like, nope, I'm not curious no more. I'm good. Thanks.
Yeah, no. My old house, my cousin had come over from California, and she's very in tune to her sixth sense, where she sees things, and she just has this sense of like picking up energy. So she came over and went to bed. I saw her the next day, or actually she went to bed. She's texting me. She was in town for a funeral. She's texting me and she's like, hey, I got to talk to you about something. I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, so you have a ghost in your house? She's texting me this as I'm
she's
texting me this. I'm home alone.
Did she use the
reading
ghost
this.
emoji?
No.
That would have.
Sorry,
You got a ghost.
She just puts the ghost. I'm like, what? What does that mean? No, she's texting me this. I'm home alone. I'm reading this, and what's your gut reaction to somebody telling you that? I'm like fucking panicked. I'm like, oh my God.
I would have been out.
That was my first. That was my first gut reaction. I was like, fuck this. I'm out of here. Nydia, can I come over? She's like, yeah, come over. I'm like, fuck this. I'm like, Julia, you can like let yourself in the house. I'm not gonna be there. And then my cousin was like, no, I'm on my way. I want to talk to you. I'm like, fuck, man. I was already in the car, like on my way. I was gone. I was like, I want to be here tonight. I'm gone. My cousin showed up. She's like, hey, I just want to talk to you about, what's going on in your house. I'm like, all right. She's like, so last night I went to sleep, and I think she wears a rose, some kind of stone around her neck that protects you from just like spirit interference. Rose something. I'm sorry.
Quartz?
Maybe rose quartz. She's like, last night when I went to bed, when I walked into your house, I felt, stuff here. She's like, was someone here that used magic before? And I was like, what the fuck? Like, well, I think so, because I was dating this like weird goth chick. So yeah, maybe. So I think like she just felt that. She was like, I can feel that somebody that used magic was in your house. I'm like, oh, okay, this is how well she can pick up shit. Wow. Yeah. It's like, so when I went to bed, I took off my necklace, and then I wanted to see who would like come through. I'm like, what?
You're doing this while I'm sleeping in the next room?
Yeah, I'm like, this isn't happening. This isn't my life. What are you talking about?
Happy thoughts.
And she's like, so there's an old man here. And I'm like, who? Thinking, well, maybe it's my grandpa or like somebody attached to me. She's like, I don't know. I didn't recognize him, but it's an older man, and he's here. And he came to me in the dream, and he led me to your room, and you were asleep on the bed. And he told me in the dream that we needed to help you. And at the time, I was going through a really bad breakup, so I was like constantly like crying. So it was like, I guess, really sad energy. And she's like, he told me we needed to help you. And I'm like, fuck, that's true. Like, I do need some help. Like, I need to move on, like, get this energy out. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, the other one, he's here. And she's like, there's another one. He's here, but he doesn't realize he's here. And I don't think you really need to worry about him because he's here, but he doesn't know that he's like here, if that makes sense.
Was this in your house?
Yes.
Like your the one house that
my rad house with the pool.
Yeah.
Built in 1979. So I think there were a few homeowner turnovers in it between now and then. And so she tells me that one's here, but he doesn't know he's here. So you don't have to worry about him. I'm like, okay. It's an old man. Obviously he sees I'm hurting. So I wasn't like scared. I was just like, okay. I was like, so what do we do? She's like, well, we should probably clear the energy in your house and burn sage and say some prayers and just, ask him to move along and, just clear the energy out in here. Cause I can feel you've been really sad lately and it's just really, really, heavy is the word. It's heavy. I'm like, all right. So sure enough, we went room to room, burning sage. I don't know if you've ever done it, but when you do it, you open all the windows, you open all the doors, you open drawers, you're saging everything. You're asking for whatever's in the air, whatever's there to move along and for only positive and light and love to be present. Anything bad here, you need to go. So we're doing this. We're going room to room. We get to my ex's room. She had her own little art room. She gets to the closet. Oh, man. She gets to the closet, and my cousin's like,
I am legit scared.
We get to that closet, and at the time this person already had left, moved away. So a lot of her stuff was in the closet, and so we get to the closet. My cousin's like, this closet is really fucking heavy. Is this your stuff in here? And I was like, no, that it's so-and-so's. She's like, yeah, it's just really heavy right here. And I'm like, and she's like, and for whatever reason, I was like drawn to this closet right away. I'm like, okay, well, fuck, let's like burn some sage and get the shit out of here, bro. But we're being respectful and we're whatever. We get to my room and she's like, yeah, you need to like sage your whole bed. And I'm like, yeah, I've been kind of sad lately and I cry in my room a lot. So we're like saging or whatever, blah, blah, blah. We do the whole house. At the end of it, you're supposed to ring the doorbell so it like shakes the energy out too. I don't know if you knew that. So we go back into my room and she's like, oh yeah, it already feels way better in here. I'm like, okay, great. What do you think? Do you think that man is still here? And she's like, I think he'll leave you alone. I think it's okay. I think you're going to be okay. So,
I think.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. You're leaving like in 2 days and then I have to be here home alone in this house. So, all right. A couple of weeks go by.
Oh shit, there's more. This is coming from my Ouija, and I'm more freaked. I'm just freaked out. I mean, I've had a lot of years to process my shit, but I'm like,
a couple of weeks go by. No. So living alone, being by myself, I would always leave the front light on in the living room because I'm alone. I'm a female. I'm by myself. It's the world we live in. Gotta leave the light on so it looks like somebody's home. Somebody is home, but leave the light on. So purposely, every night, I leave my front light on in the living room. Granted, the outlet is right by this like little cat scratcher thing I had for my cats. So occasionally, they would knock into it and the light would come unplugged. That being said, I get up every day at 4:30 and I get ready for work and be there by 6. At the time, I would just, get ready in my room and I wouldn't leave the room until I was like hair done, everything. I'm done. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to start my day. I go out. The light's off. I'm like, well, I was already done. I was dressed. I was leaving for my day. I go out there. I'm like, Okay, the light's off. So I look at the cord and I'm like, please just let the cord be unplugged. Let me wiggle it. Okay, let me wiggle it. Okay, no, the light didn't turn on. And then I'm thinking to myself, fuck, please don't be switched off. Please don't be switched off. Please don't be switched off. I go to switch it and it fucking turns on. And I'm like, fuck.
So it was turned.
Somebody turned it off. So I go to my room. I'm freaked the fuck out.
No.
I'm like, fuck, man.
Did
like,
you
he
run?
fucking turned the light off on me. I collect myself and I say out loud, please don't do that again because that's scary and I'm here by myself. But from that day forward, I never turned on that light again because I was like, I don't want to risk it, dude.
Oh, man.
Nope. So, I mean, I never saw anything if there was an old man there. If anything, I would hear like clicks and like bumps in my closets, which is weird. I think ghosts have a thing for closets. I mean, the house was a little older, so I would hear like creaks and stuff like that, but I never saw anything. He never opened anything. They never opened any doors. Somebody turned the light off that night, and it wasn't me. So yeah, that's my my house story. So one of them.
There.
Yeah.
On that note, we should take a music break.
All right. Gabby, let's do your song.
So what's your pick, Gabby?
This song is Sadie from Alkaline Trio. They wrote it about Susan Atkins, a murderer from the Charles Manson's family.
You know, the little thing, that weird massacre.
Yeah,
Cult
the
leader.
mass.
Yeah, that's a great segue into what's next. All right.
Susan
Welcome back, guys. That was Alkaline Trio with Sadie.
Sadie.
I don't know. Side note, I want to let you guys know that I think I have a ghost in my closet now in my childhood home.
What?
And I started noticing it.
Drinky.
I haven't told either of you this because I didn't want to like jinx it or say it out loud or just bring it to light. But I've been holding this in and nobody knows. I haven't told anybody. My parents don't know. I think I do, and here's why. I started noticing probably about maybe a couple of months after I had to put Jasper down. I started noticing in my closet that my shoes kept moving. I have a shoe rack in there, and on the bottom, I have a pair of checkered Vans. And, I'm not there every weekend. I go, I take off, and then I come back Sundays. And I started to notice that these Vans are always moved, and not just like, oh, maybe like the cat was in here and moved them. They're like fucking moved. Like the shoes are in the corner in this rack on the bottom. They'll be like pushed a pretty good distance out, like a couple of inches away. And I'm like, there's no fucking way Ozzy did that. No way.
These are her cats, by the way.
Yeah. Ozzy meow meow. So what I started to do is, okay, move them back and just take a mental picture. Like, okay, I put them there. That's where they are. Couple days go by. They're moved. What the fuck?
Man. Same spot or
different spot? It's moved. All right.
Are they off the rack?
So the way it's like a shelf unit, and
okay.
They're not actually like on a shelf. They're on the floor. So this has been going on for a while now. So finally, I had the balls just to be like, all right, I don't know who's in here. I don't know why you don't like my shoes, but
Vans are cool.
If you could not move my shoes, that'd be awesome because you're really scaring me, and I'm getting scared. So please stop moving my shoes. So this has been going on for a couple of months now, and yeah, I don't know. It doesn't like my shoes, so yeah. He hasn't moved the shoes in maybe 2 weeks. So every day I've been like looking and waiting for it.
So was this happening like every day or every time you would come home?
So yeah, so I would just come home and I would think, oh, okay, Ozzy, haha, why are you moving my shoes,
Just
dude?
those shoes.
Or I would think, oh, maybe mom was in here because I keep a litter box in there. I'm like, maybe mom came in here and she was nice and she cleaned the cat box, or she couldn't fucking stand the smell, so she like just came in here and like smelled
and targeted your Vans.
And just moved shit.
Move your Vans.
Yeah, because
every single time.
The shoes in the box are pretty close in proximity, and so I'm like, maybe she had to move shit and like get in here. I'm like, I don't think that's right. I don't think she comes in here and changes it. So I don't know. That's a I don't know right now for me. So yeah, I don't know. Like, and then I've contemplated like, okay, I'll just give these shoes away. Like, it obviously like, I don't know. Does it like them? That's why it moves it. Like, I don't know, you guys.
To keep the Vans.
So.
Have you worn them since they started?
No, I haven't worn them, and then that's why I'm like, okay, do I give them away? But what if I piss it off and it starts moving other shit? Like,
oh man. So are the Vans? Are they moved? Like, are they like turned around, flipped, or are they just like moved?
you can just tell they've been moved out like a lot, to where it doesn't make sense. To where a cat would like
Both of them?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Oh.
A cat wouldn't fucking play with shoes, dude. Maybe one.
Maybe the ghost likes those shoes.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing is, like, I haven't said anything to my parents because I don't want them to like freak out. Yeah, but I know my dad has seen stuff walk through the house, so just the timing of it. I'm like, well, maybe it's Jasper like fucking with them. I don't know. And that's the other thing too, is like I've heard like clicks and like thumps in there as well, and that's the thing is like I started hearing the stuff after he died, so I don't know. Like,
Maybe it's him.
I don't know. That's why I'm like, maybe it is him, like making sounds in there, like. And when I do hear it, like I would, I'd be like, "Hi, Jasper," What are you doing?
Stop moving my shoes.
My band. So I don't know what to do, guys. Well, I'll keep you updated about the vans.
Yeah, keep us updated.
Episode, so.
Holy shit, man. Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, at least you told it nicely.
I've asked it a few times. It's still moving them. Yeah.
Are you going home tonight?
Yeah. You know what? Because I'm at the point where at first it fucking scared the shit out of me. But I'm at the point I'm like, all right, we're doing this right now. We're doing this.
Sassy.
Like, really, dude? All right. You moved them again. Okay.
Well,
so.
I am freaked the fuck out.
I don't know, man. It's just shoes, dude.
What was your first horror movie that you remember seeing?
Man, I don't know. My mom would just let us watch
Whatever.
Well, she was in there, but I would always like try to be coloring or something because I like scary movies. I got into them, and then I haven't watched a scary movie in years.
Yeah.
I freak myself out every day.
I don't know. Okay, so this goes back to the days when you would go to the drive-thru and you guys, the whole family would pile into the car and you just watch whatever. Sorry. You guys, I can't eat fast food right now. So it's like on my mind.
That's called a drive-thru menu. It's not a movie. Not a movie screen, Dre.
It's been so long. Sorry. The drive-in. And you know how they would just play double features or whatever. I don't know what this movie is or what it's called or who's in it, but I remember it scared the shit out of me when I was little. And the specific scene I'm referring to is I remember this woman was playing a cello in the movie, and then all of a sudden her fingers started to like bleed. So if you're listening and you know what I'm talking about, and if it's a scary movie, please let me know, because younger me has no idea what it is.
Guys.
What?
Dude, Rico just sent me this meme out of nowhere. It's a ghost meme. There's no fucking reason why.
Fuck that.
Well, in all fairness, he knows we're doing a Halloween
Right.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to freak him out now.
No.
Damn, okay.
So I don't know. And on top of that, I mean, Freddy Krueger and Chucky. Chucky's fucking frightening when you're like 5.
Well, I was always terrified of scary movies. It wasn't until I got older that I really enjoyed them. And to this day, I like more the campy, old school Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, all those Frankenstein, Bride of Frank. Even though those aren't campy, those are just classics. So I like more those kind of like nostalgic horror movies. Although I did really like Rob Zombie's like House of 1,000 Corpses, which I did meet the panel one year in Devil's Rejects, all the actors. Cool. Whole nother topic that we're not going to get down on. But my first one that I remember seeing was same cousins going out, out in Apache Junction. They had this house where my aunt went all out with like scary, just kind of like a haunted house thing for like just a big party. And so I had to be there. I couldn't not watch the movie that everyone's watching. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh,
that was my first one.
Fucking
hate you. And funny thing was, those same people that I referred to back in the day, back earlier in the episode, Rich and Chuck got me into punk rock, right? I used to live next door to them, and they had a house. They had a key to our house, right? And
oh no.
I was getting ready for Halloween, right? And because we're gonna have a big party every year, but they live in Pittsburgh now. But before we would always throw these big bashes, and we had a couple of nights before watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and of course now I like love it, but of course it's nostalgic as like one of the first ones that's freaked me the fuck out as a kid, and I had no idea what was happening, but I was putting on my makeup and I hear this chainsaw noise in the background, and I hear roar! It's fucking Rich dressed up as full-blown fucking Leatherface, and I didn't know that's what he was gonna be that year, and I freaked out, and I did the thing that you're watching a scary movie and you see where the victim does something stupid, like, why the fuck did you do that? Right. I jumped in the bathtub. Easy cleanup, I guess. But yeah, I jumped in the bathtub. Fucking A.
Did you close the curtain?
No, I just screamed and I fucking bolted. And I just hopped. One skip and a jump. And that was a bit of distance. So yeah, that was fun. That was fun. So.
No, I kind of like you. I just didn't get into horror movies till I was older. And it was more for the fact of the soundtracks and how much effort they actually put into the special effects back in the day. Prime example, Hellraiser, just the special effects and everything that goes into that movie. Like CGI can suck a dick. Like horror movies now that are so CGI'd out, they don't compare to what the 80s movies, man. They really don't. True. Like.
The actors don't even really have the special effects makeup anymore.
Right.
I remember watching Thriller when that shit came out and being terrified. That music video terrified me at the end with the yellow eyes and then Vincent Price in it, you know? Damn, that shit like burned in my mind as a kid. And I would run away from darkness after seeing that because I was like, someone's going to get me. Michael Jackson, this werewolf is going to eat me.
Yeah.
And then I asked my mom to be a dead 50s girl. Yeah.
What is your favorite horror movie now?
Oh, that's a great question. Because I love Dracula, like Bela Lugosi's Dracula. Just the cinematography with everything, the old black and white films. It's a great, for me, it's very just inspiring. And I just loved him as an actor. And I loved like Nosferatu. That was really good. I love vampires. I'm a big vampire person. But of course I love different zombie movies too. Like I said earlier, Dawn of the Dead. Is it Dawn of the Dead that I want to say Monroe Mill? There's a ton of different zombie movies that are filmed in Pittsburgh. It's like known as the zombie capital of the world. Like, what? And I went to, when I visited there was a lot of different sites that I went to.
I don't do zombies.
Oh, really?
No, I've never watched. I probably watched 10 minutes of The Walking Dead, and then I had to turn it off. Oh. Every time I watch some zombies, I get some gnarly freaking dreams, like zombies attacking, killing me. So so I don't do zombies. You know.
I like zombies. I think they're
cool, but I don't want to watch them because I know I'm gonna have nightmares.
Yeah.
So so I've never seen The Walking Dead. I heard it's a great series.
It is. I went to Monroeville Mall where was it Dawn of the Dead was filmed. I actually visited there, and it was really cool because there was this. The shop isn't there anymore, but it's this place that has all these different action figures and different horror things, and in there they have a little museum that has different props from different zombie movies, and it's called the Mall of Shame. So it has all these different bloody handprints of different famous zombie actors and directors.
That's cool.
And so I got to see that. That was really, really cool.
Yeah.
So spooky things.
Yeah.
I just got a missed call from 0000000.
What?
Zero number. That is fucking creepy. I've had this before, but yeah, I didn't even see it ring. That's fucking weird. 00000. Spooky.
I think maybe my favorite horror movie would have to be Carrie.
Yes.
Stephen King, just and for me it's the soundtrack, it's the instrumentals of that movie, and the possibilities of what if we could move things with our mind and
they're all gonna laugh at you.
Dude, I remember when I saw it in 7th grade, and when she locks her in the closet for the first time and the eyes glow on the cross or whatever. That scared the shit out of me. But as I got older, I was like, you know what? This movie is rad. John Travolta's in it. CC SpaceX in it. The soundtrack's great. Like, it's a great horror movie.
The poor part where she throws or moves the table and cuts the girl in half with the table.
Yeah.
That burned in my mind as a kid. Because I think I watched that at a young age when I shouldn't have.
Yeah. You know what? I remember the actual VHS cover for Carrie was just Carrie in blood. So imagine seeing that cruising in Bashus, looking at the VHSs on the wall and knowing where Carrie is and like purposely like not looking there every time you were in the movies.
For
like,
me,
section.
that was it.
That's like an old schooler thing when you had to like go find movies on tapes. Okay.
That for me, that was it. So like I actually just barely watched it fully, the original one, a couple of years ago, because the whole idea of clowns freaked me out. That one, and I still to this day, I'm gonna admit this, have not seen any of the Nightmare on Elm Streets because the whole idea of Freddy Krueger just freaks the fuck out of me. Yeah,
man, you're like I'm learning a lot about you, dude. Damn.
Yeah. I mean, I do love.
Now we know how to skate.
Just send her Freddy memes like, hey, here you go.
No, Rico has this like Freddy doll that someone gave to him. This little like Freddy doll, and that thing is hidden. He's not allowed to have that shit out. I cannot stand it.
Don't bring that in here.
It's funny because I do love the whole old black and white, mysterious, like kind of romantic horror movies, like I said, but the more realistic ones, like...
All right. Okay, man, you got to see at least the first one just for the special effects and... Johnny Depp's in it.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
The first, you have to watch at least.
We could do a Sound Sister
movie night.
And we'll watch the first one.
Yeah, I bought the box set once and watched it by myself. Like I used to be really into horror movies, and then
you were like, yeah.
I haven't seen one in maybe 3 years. Like I'm done. I don't have a favorite one. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I freak myself out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're getting missed calls from 000.
Yeah, that's fucking weird. I just tried calling it and it just rang.
What?
I'm glad it didn't answer.
Oh, I know. I would have been fucking freaked out.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's the second time I get a phone call like that.
When was the first time you got it?
I was at work, and again, I didn't see the phone ring. I just saw a missed call from 00000. But the first time I called it back, it's a number doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And right now it just rang, so I just hung up before. So that's a good answer. Yeah, I'm good.
Let's call it back and put it on speaker.
Let's see.
Oh, shit, we're going to do it.
Fuck me. Let's see. Let's call it right now. When I call it back first, it would ring for 21 seconds. So let's see what this one does. It's still ringing. Well, it's ringing. I did go into a wormhole of like numbers to not ever call, and like people were calling them on YouTube, and I think one of them was like the zeros number. But yeah,
that's a wormhole. Like, damn.
Okay.
Whatever happened to just being able to call a number? I kind of want to go back to those phone booths in Heber, and I want to take some night film photos.
Fuck that.
That's cool. I'll ask mom and dad to go.
You're on your own.
Can we go by the phone booth that Travis Walton was in?
And then they proceed to tell me the story that I didn't hear about. Like, yeah, we picked you up once there. You wandered off in your middle of the night when you were sleepwalking. Actually, no, that's never happened. I was like, what? That has never fucking happened. All of a sudden, I'm blocked from Gabby's social media.
Yeah.
No, I seriously. Well, I think we've creeped ourselves up enough for one episode.
I could keep going, man. I got some weird, crazy shit. But
Oh man.
Well,
at least I'm not alone tonight, so
right.
I'm kind of glad on that.
Yeah, I have Ozzy, so it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
it's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Well, we should
positive.
We should do another thing to check out on Netflix. As there is different documentaries on urban legends, things like Cropsey, different theories of just urban legends and the truths behind things.
Okay.
I've gone down that wormhole.
Oh man.
So for your viewing pleasure, but any of our listeners out there, I'd like to have you guys comment on our actual site to let us know what you think in regards to any of these stories that we said, any of your theories. Maybe one of you want to come out and admit that you've been moving Drea's vans this whole time. That'd be great. But just let us know what you think and any experiences that you have.
Yeah. Just remember to follow us on Facebook, like us on Facebook,
everything.
Online.
Give us good reviews on iTunes.
Yeah. Don't forget to check us out on Spotify, which is rad. You can find us on iTunes. And check out the website, soundsistersaz.com. We've got everything up there from pictures. All the podcasts are up there. We got some articles up there. Full-length feature about the Girl Gang tour that happened back in 2018. And, yeah. Comment, like us, follow us, love us.
Because we love you. And we hope we've creeped you up pretty good.
On that note, everybody stay safe. Have a good Halloween. And
we're going to end it with my pick tonight.
Yeah. What did you pick?
I picked something very, very dear to my heart. And it always gets me excited because I knew it was trick-or-treat time and the happiest time of the year for me, which is Halloween. And we are going to play The Monster Mash by Bobby Pickett. So thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
he did the mash.
He did the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
He did the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
He did the mash.
He did the monster mash. From my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast, the ghouls all came from their humble abodes to get a jolt from my electrode.
They did the mash.
They did the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard
They
smash.
did the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
They did the mash.
They did the monster mash. The zombies were having fun. The party had just begun. The guests included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. The scene was rocking, all were digging the sounds. Igor on chains, backed by his baying hounds. The coffin bangers were about to arrive with their vocal group, the Crypt Kicker Five.
They played the mash.
They played the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard
They
smash.
played the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
They played the mash.
They played the monster mash. Out from his coffin, Drac's voice did ring. Seemed he was troubled by just one thing. Opened the lid and shook his fist and said, "Whatever happened to my Transylvania twist?"
It's now the mash.
It's now the monster
The
mash.
monster mash.
And it's a graveyard
It's now
smash.
the mash.
It's caught on in a flash.
It's now the mash.
It's now the monster mash. Now everything's cool, Drac's a part of the band, and my monster mash is the hit of the land. For you, the living, this mash was meant to. When you get to my door, tell them Boris sent you.
Then you can mash.
Then you can monster mash,
The monster mash.
and do my graveyard
Then you can
smash.
mash.
You'll catch on in a flash,
Then you can mash.
then you can monster mash. Mash. Easy, Igor, you impetuous young boy. Mash good.
Monster mash.